Hi guys, welcome back to an episode of DB Trust, and today's episode I'll be reviewing GetGo Lexus CT200. So let's dive straight to this video right now. Alright then, so here is guys the Lexus CT200 from GetGo itself. So basically, I'll be run through you guys the overall damages for this car if there's any before I show you guys the trunk space and also the interior life. But other than that, let me just dive straight to the main only damage I have for this car itself, which is on the driver bump, front right bumper itself, which is this thing right here itself. Unfortunately, this car did suffer some scratches itself on the bumper itself. But other than that, I think the only issue I can see is the headlight discoloration, as you guys can see over the years. I'm not too sure what is the model year for this car itself, but it definitely has seen it time, because I think definitely fogging up already, so probably could do some buffering of the headlight itself. But other than that, overall car condition wise is quite decent itself, but you do have to take note this is an old car, so hence there'll be some flaws to it. So another thing which I've noticed is the window sills are already falling off itself on either side itself, so that's another thing to note. But other than that, overall condition wise of the car itself is not too bad, I would say. So yeah, so there's any curve of the rims itself either, so yeah, but overall it's still a decent car itself lah. So one thing that you guys have to take note before I show you guys the interior wise later on is, you do have to take note that the interior that I reviewed for my Lexus RX 300, I think, if I'm not wrong, last week or the week before that, the interior is completely different, because it's a different model year for that car itself and this car itself. So but other than that, let me just show you guys the trunk space for the car right now. Alright then, now let me just show you guys the trunk space for the car itself. To access the trunk space, just need to locate the button right down below the Lexus emblem itself. Basically the same thing for the normal Toyota itself lah, so there isn't any difference itself. But once you open up the space, this is basically the storage space you get for this car itself. One thing I feel is a bit weird is why they will include a load cover for this, because the car is so small, so I don't really see the necessary purpose of putting a load cover in it itself. So but let me see what do we get for this car. Well, we got a triangle right there, but very weird, you got this floor mat to cover up the main actual floor mat itself. I don't know why, but hey, they already include it, so why not? So yeah. Oh yeah, and also you got some hook right there to hook your stuff down if you want to hold it down in place itself. So yeah, but other than that, that's all for the car itself. Now to close this is very simple, just need to grab hold to the car itself, or you can grab hold to this and just pull it down. So yeah, and that's how it closes the rear of the trunk space for the Lexus itself. Now I'll be showing you guys the rear seat of the car itself. So yeah, as guys mentioned at the start of my video, this is one thing you have to take note. Definitely already seen its wear and tear itself. So yeah, so getting in and out, you have to take note of that itself. So yeah, now right now inside the car itself, one thing I had to take note is, it is definitely I have to say there's no space at all in the rear seat for me if I were to be a passenger in this car, because this is my regular driving position, right? So if I were to sit upright, I only have like a fist of leg room rise itself. So plus imagine if there were some stuff inside here itself, I think it would definitely just cut into the leg room itself. So I don't really have any space in this car itself. Headroom rise is also not too bad, because it's the same as my leg room. So headroom and my leg room is the same, it's just a fist of space itself. So yeah, but right now in the back, what do you get in this car itself? Well, you get your window control switches right here itself, your door handle to get out, and this to close the car, to close the car door itself, and your grab handle right here itself. Fortunately, there isn't much to say, because there isn't really anything much in the back itself, but you got hook to hook stuff on, got a seat belt right there, and that's probably it itself. So that's probably I have to say. Oh yeah, and you also got rear light itself, rear reading light if you want to read stuff in the back itself. But other than that is all for the car itself. There's any armrest option where you can pull down the armrest and rest your arm on. There's really nothing in the back itself lah. So yeah, and also I think fitting 3 in the back would be a squeeze, because the car is there's really much space in this car itself lah. So yeah, because right now I'm sitting in the middle position, right? So I think there'll be I think if an adult or a full grown size adult, like maybe slightly older than me, or basically a full grown size adult itself, sitting in the rear side by side, I don't think I'll have the best space itself. Maybe the person on the left and right will have still have a small amount leg room wise, sorry, comfort wise, but I think for me wise not the best itself. So yeah, definitely I won't recommend it for 3 full-grown size setup in the back. Children wise, maybe I would close an eye because children are small, so they won't really have any issue, but adults wise not really the best itself. So yeah. What else do I say for this car? Oh yeah, now I'll be showing you guys the getting up procedure for this car itself. So excuse me, just get out the car. So yeah, as you guys can see, the opening also is not that big itself. So we'll have some problem getting out, but if you get out the way I get out, then won't have any issue. But if you to have maybe one leg out, like normally how you get out, right? By putting a leg out, then you get your rest of your body out, then I think will be an issue. But other than that, that is all for this car itself, the rear car. Now let me just show you guys the front, and I'll show you guys the front itself. So yeah, and this is how the storage space for the driver looks like. So not too bad. So yeah, other than that, let me just show you guys the front of the car right now. Alright then. So yeah, let me just show you guys the front driver cockpit of the Lexus CT200 itself. So basically, as you guys can see right here, this is how the interior looks like. My first impression wise, after driving a few kilometers, one thing I definitely share the back. I know what this is based off. If you guys can agree what I'm about to say, I think most of the things here are taken from, like this gear shifter right here, or gear knob, whatever you call it. I would say this is taken from the Prius C or the Aqua Hybrid itself, because the way you change gear is very simple itself. So in order to change gear itself, basically just need to shift to the right and up for reverse, all the way down for drive, and to park just press P itself. So that's how the gear shifter works itself. But let me just show you guys the storage compartment for this car itself. Oh wow, okay. Basically you get some tissue itself and some nuts and bolts. I don't know where that came from, but it's definitely very concerning to know that there's some loose bolts in the glove compartment of the car itself. But overall, too, I think if you were to remove it, I think you could have a decent amount of space you could put inside there itself. But other than that, yes, all for storage space for this car itself. Next up, you also got some small spaces right here to put your stuff. Here. This is your USB output right here itself. You also got 12 volt or 120 watts output right here if you want. You got a cup holder right here, which is very nice, and you get this glove compartment right here itself. But other than that, oh yeah, and if you're wondering, this glove compartment is very hard to shut, so you got to really slam it very hard itself to really lock it in itself. So yeah, but moving on, you got your AC vent right at the top itself. You got your hazard light switch right in the center, which I think it's very similar like to the 11 gen or 10 gen Altis itself, where the hazard light are right at the top. You got your AC controls right here itself. You got for the AC control itself, very simple. You got dual climate control, which could be adjusted. So if you don't press on it, it will just adjust according to the same temperature on either side itself. If you to press that, the passenger on either side can adjust according to their preference itself. So yeah, you got AC button right here. This will basically the air itself in the car. Fan speed, this is to control the airflow right here itself. So if you press that, this will change itself. You got to turn off the fan. I think this is for the auto climate for the fan itself, or for the auto AC itself lah. Front and rear defrost, and this the temperature adjuster for the driver itself. So yeah, moving right down below, you got your radio controls for the CT200. So basically it's like very old school Lexus control radio thing itself. So basically you got your tuner right here and your volume, or alternatively you can always control the steering wheel itself lah. So yeah, and I think this should be heated seat itself, because it got the outline in red. Doesn't seem to have cool seat at all, so only heated seat. You got your mode selector for the car itself. So basically right now the car is in eco mode, which for eco and normal itself, there isn't any difference, because this is in eco right now. So the only difference you see is in eco mode, which is shown right there itself. For standard mode, if I have to press on it, it will just go back to regular standard mode. If I twist it to the left, it will show eco mode itself. For sports mode itself, just need to twist all the way to the right, and the car will just change the dial. So basically the only dial that change on the once you switch to sports mode itself is this screen right here. So this right now in sports mode, eco mode, and sports mode is the regular mode, is just the same thing, just minus of the eco mode itself. So yeah, and you got your EV function, which is like, I will say this is somewhat, I'll classify this as a creep mode itself. So you could technically run on EV train for a short while before the combustion engine will kick in. So yeah, and you got your, that's all for the mode selector right here. So this I would say is very easy to understand because I already explained to you guys. So yeah, apologize for the noise, but other than that, that is all for the center console of the car itself. Now let's move on to the next thing, which is the steering wheel. Steering wheel itself, nothing much to show you guys other than you can click on this mode right here to adjust the radio frequency right there. So yeah, nothing much. So yeah, this is your volume control button right here, and this is your tuner. This display button right here is basically just that screen right there. So if I press on it, you can see it will just cycle through all the different type of things you want to see on that small screen itself. So yeah, and that is all for the on the steering wheel itself. And there's no button here because this is blank. So yeah, next up we got the stocks on this side. So basically on the stock on the left, you got your wiper adjusting wiper switch right here itself. So to adjust the main wiper in the front, just need to pull all the way down and the wiper will go. For the rear wiper, just need to pull on the knob and the wiper, what you can see right at the back itself. So yeah, to wash the windscreen wiper, just need to pull back, and the windscreen wash itself, basically it will spray the fluid towards you, and one swipe up and you can just basically wash the windscreen itself, and it'll be much cleaner itself. So yeah, alright then, now let's move on to the next thing. On the other side, on the right side of the stock, you got your indicators and your mirror control switch. On the right, you got indicators are very simple itself. So yeah, your mirror control switch are right here itself. So you could turn the knob right here itself. This is your fog light right here if you want to turn on itself. And high beam, just need to pull back. Indicate your high beam, just push forward itself. So very simple itself and easy to understand. Now let's move on to the next thing, which is the window control switch right here itself. So windows control switch is just very simple itself. You got your left and right mirror, which you can just press on either side to adjust the mirrors. If you don't want to adjust the mirrors, you can just leave it in the center. And this is the one to adjust the window itself. So yeah, this is this thing right here, if you're wondering, is basically the screen, the gauge brightness itself. So yeah, I'm not too sure whether you can see, but yeah, there's a difference in it. So yeah, and that is all for it. Next up, we got this button right here, which I think is towards the windscreen, the headlight itself. But I don't think there's any difference because the headlights are definitely extremely foggy already. So I don't think this make any difference at all. So yeah, right down below it, you got your fuel release button itself. So press on that, and the fuel door will open on the left hand side. So that's one thing. The next thing I will be showing you guys will be the Windows control switches itself. So Windows control switches is very simple. So you just, these are all four on all four sides of the car itself. Need to unlock the door itself, and need to prevent people from rolling down the window itself. But other than that, that is all for all the buttons in this car itself. Now I'll be showing you guys how to adjust the steering wheel column on the car itself, as well as the seats itself. So to adjust the steering column itself is very simple. Just need to locate the button right down below here itself. Just pull on that and the steering wheel will drop, and you can just adjust it according to your liking itself. So yeah, for the seat itself, basically it's very simple. Just the lever right here itself, and right at the back right here itself. So you just pull on that to pull on this to adjust the angle of the seat. Press downward or pull upwards to increase the height itself. So yeah, now last thing I'll be showing you guys will be the foot handbrake, which this car has. Doesn't have an electronic handbrake itself, so that's the downside. But I'm not too sure whether you guys can see that, but let me see it. Yeah, just right there. So just need to push on that or press on that to disengage and engage the handbrake itself. But other than that, that is all for this car itself. Now let me show you guys some other feature of the car itself. You got sun visor right here, which is very nice with the mirror itself. Same for the passenger side. Next side, you got storage compartment for sunglasses. And you can also press on either side to turn on or turn off itself. So yeah, and if you want the, normally when you open the door itself, the lights are already on, but if not, you can always on manually itself or off manually itself. So yeah, and that is all for this car itself. Now I'll be sorry, let me just show you just one more thing itself. Basically, you got your, if you guys notice on the passenger side, it has the window switches for its own, and also the lock and unlock button itself, which is the same thing which the RX 300 has it as well. So yeah, but other than that is all for this video itself. If you guys enjoyed the video itself, you can always click on the subscribe button down right below to see more videos like this, or click subscribe and click see my 2 other videos. And with that, I'll see you guys in my next video.